The CBO we chose is the Poverello House. The Poverello House was founded in 2002 by Mike McGarvin. It began when Mike noticed the homelessness problem in Fresno and him personally trying to make a difference. He took what he learned from volunteering in San Francisco and eventually evolved it into a storefront in Fresno. The storefront in Fresno became well known and became a hub for the community. Starting out with Mike's kindness and just merely talking to people and handing out sandwiches, it evolved into a property to support the homeless. It eventually expanded into the building size in the 90s that it is today and has become a mainstay in Fresno's community.
Overview of marketing mix. Poverello House's main facility is located on 412 F Street, Fresno, California 93706. They provide services to both the homeless and people in need. Some of those services include shelter, food, mental and emotional support, and many other things. They are also supported by multiple local organizations that assist in providing said services. For instance, there is Village of Hope, which provides shelter by providing homeless encampments for those who need them. But they do require their residents to follow a set number of guidelines in order to stay there. For instance, residents need to make sure that they stay sober or else they are not allowed in the facilities. Then there is Naomi's House. Similar to Village of Hope, they provide shelter to those who need it, but their main focus is homeless women. It is in this place that they provide services such as showers, clothing, meals, and medical and dental care. Poverello House is a non-profit organization, which means that they do not charge anybody for partaking in their services, and their doors are always open to anybody in need. They mainly promote themselves on their social media accounts, such as their Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. They also hold many volunteer events throughout the year as a way to engage the community and promote community service. Their target audience is the less fortunate and homeless, since many of their services are tailored to help the lives of these people.
In regards to funding, when it concerns Poverello House, the majority of its revenue comes from donations, fundraising, and miscellaneous aspects, as well from grants from the government. In regards to donations, the bulk of the yearly inventory revenue was food inventory, at an astounding $725,000. In regards to clothing and household goods, that approximately made up $280,000, and it was all thanks to the individuals, businesses, and organizations who contributed. Fundraising can also be a great tool for funding. The only issue is sometimes it is not exactly consistent. There is a typical trend of $150,000 to $300,000 that is raised annually, all thanks to 5K runs, toy drives, and food drives. The last major source of funding comes from a miscellaneous variety of items, the majority of it coming from government grants. But it also consists of investment income, sale of assets, and other revenues. All of this funding accumulated to an approximate $3.1 million for fiscal year 2018. We have found that the Poverello House has a very wide and diverse SWOT analysis. We'll begin by analyzing some of its strengths. The first of which is the food dispersal and service allocation process. Thanks to their many years of service, they have built and structured a process that is very efficient and helps feed countless people every single day. Next up would be its location in the Central Valley, more specifically here in Fresno. It is located in downtown and centralized in an area where poverty and homelessness is a very large issue. A very specific weakness that we have found is its minimal promotion and marketing budget. While there is a small team of 1 or 2 who manage social media aspects and smaller other marketing objectives, there is no centralized group of individuals who focus on expanding brand name, brand awareness, and helping inform others of the cause they are trying to solve. An opportunity that we believe they have through expanding their social media presence and promoting more data and stories on their websites is to grow awareness of the homelessness issue. Many people are aware because they occasionally see an individual asking for food or money in the streets or drive by a makeshift home, but they are not aware of just how drastic and severe the issue is, more specifically here in Fresno. We believe that the more well-informed individuals are in our community, the more people will be able to be helped through nonprofits such as the Poverello House. Identifying the marketing objective. We began by wanting to get more people to volunteer and have the organization raise more money, but we quickly added that we wanted to inform the community on just exactly how bad the homelessness issue is. It became clear that while people knew of the homelessness issue in our community, for many, they didn't truly know the extent. We wanted to focus on getting more data and information to the public so individuals knew how severe the problem truly is. We want to begin by revamping the Poverello's House socials, website, and making data and stories accessible directly on the front page. These tactics can eventually evolve into broadcasting through TV and radio. With TV and radio, we know we can reach a bigger audience and impact a larger population. We also hope to begin a 6-month plan of evaluating the public's knowledge on the situation and hoping to better their knowledge within these next 6 months.
Technology. But the main point of their social medias is to create awareness of their upcoming events so that they can gather more volunteers. Keeping people updated and notified helps secure volunteers for their upcoming events so that they are not shorthanded, which is why promoting themselves online is very important, especially since it can help them create a bigger name for themselves within the community. Along with their social media accounts, another thing that could use a major overhaul is their main website. This is the main place people visit in order to obtain information that they need about Poverello House. Their site is important since that is where anyone can read about upcoming events, the services they offer, information on how to volunteer, contact information, as well as many other things. Fresno is a very diverse city with many different ethnicities, which means that many people speak other languages besides English. Unfortunately, this means that there are a lot of people who do not speak English. So, we believe it is important to have a website that is more inclusive, so that people who do not speak English are able to receive information just as easily. This would not only help people out in gaining the information that they need, but it can also give them an image of inclusivity, which is always a good look.
Another tactic that we believe can further our marketing objective would be focusing on radio and TV. More specifically, informing the public of the struggles some individuals face from being homeless. We believe that stories from specific individuals can be very powerful to further the cause. We understand that airtimes are not always filled, so pitching the ideas to specific and local channels would be where we would start off. We could include everyday happenings inside the facility and tell some of the specific troubles and struggles that specific people went through. Through these channels, we can inform people of how they can help, how they can volunteer their time or donate their money. We would also encourage them to seek out more information through our websites or social medias.
For Poverello House's promotional plan, we have several ideas. The main idea we're focusing around is growing a digital presence. In our modern society, everything is online, and having a large presence online is the new way to get recognized and share information. First, we would revamp the Poverello House's social media accounts and then make them up to date. Secondly, we would post regular updates and keep the follower base involved and up to date on current events, posting flyers online, having RSVPs for events. Overall, we would update all of their social media to a modern standard and get a good amount of involvement going. Although the organization is well known in Fresno and in the community, reminding people of its part in the community is essential in keeping people coming back and overall keeping people involved. Seeing it online is a much more important factor in modern day, and overall our media plan is to grow the digital presence. In conclusion, the Poverello House was founded by Mike McGarvin. Founded from Mike's humble ideals, it's evolved into a mainstay in the community. While a good place to get a hot meal, it's more than that, as it's a hub for people to come together, just as Mike would have wanted. While the Poverello House does not have a marketing team, we would help with spreading the word and overall updating social media accounts. From spreading the word from a college level, getting a student body involved as large as one at Fresno State, getting people to start volunteering, is the first step. Due to the COVID-19, it's been difficult to volunteer in person, and that's why we would set up online funding and online fundraisers and events. After we set up a marketing strategy, we would end up setting up the fundraisers for whenever COVID is past, and overall keeping attendance high and keep people coming back to help volunteer. Getting the word out there is our main plan of attack, and overall, keeping people coming will keep the CBO going.